Good, whenever you're ready.
Too afraid to be awake, only think of you. Too scared to go to sleep, cause I know I dream of you. While you sleep I'm still awake, impossible to run away. Done acting tough like I don't give up. I've had
What's good? It's Mac from Comfort Entertainment, and I'm sitting here with my boy. What's good with you?
What's going on, bro?
So I was looking at your Instagram, bro. How do I say the name, bro?
It's Kashi. Oh, you talking about my actual?
Yeah, is it like
Sensei Vaunt?
Oh, I thought it was like Savante.
Nah, Sensei Vaunt. Yeah, Sensei Vaunt.
So how you come up with that, Sensei Vaunt?
So basically, my middle name is Levant.
Okay.
So Levant.
Levant.
L-A-V-O-N-T. Yeah.
Okay.
So I came up with the name because like Sensei means like master in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
So like Sensei Vaunt. I forgot who gave me the name. I think I came up with it in like maybe like 11th grade type shit.
Are you into like karate movies or anything like that?
Nah, I'm like heavy into like animes and shit. Like not.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't say heavy for real. I watched Naruto a little bit, and that shit was hard. So like, I kind of got some of my inspiration from that.
Okay. So how'd like you build the name? So it was just Sensei, and then it was Levant.
Yeah. Sensei Vaunt, and then my stage name being Kashi. I had a scar on my eye. I got that shit in like 12th grade or some shit.
How'd you get the scar?
We was doing some like crazy shit in my neighborhood, like me and the homies type shit. But yeah, like after I got the scar, it was this character named Kakashi in Naruto. So
okay. I forgot.
This shorty gave me the name. She said, "Damn, Kakashi, what happened?" So I kind of ran with that shit, and I was like, Kashi.
So what was y'all doing in the neighborhood to make you get that scar? Like, is it something like that bad or like? What?
Nah, it wasn't like we be running around and shit like on some like parkour shit. Like me and my niggas, we was on some crazy shit in high school. So yeah, we was doing some shit like that, and it was super late. And I cut myself.
Oh, you like jumping around some type of shit like
that?
Yeah. Okay. So like, how'd you get into like the whole music thing like that? Like when back in the day, were you just outside type of kid, or did you know like you type of trying to do the whole music?
We was definitely outside as kids, but I got into music because like my mom, she was heavy into music. Like she was dope back in her day type shit. So I was always in a good like music. I have always had a good musical background. I mean, so like I grew up on like 90s R&B. And shit like that, so that was kind of my inspiration into getting into music. And like I always knew I could kind of sing, but like I didn't really like do that shit too much until like my homies was really telling me like, yo, like we know you can sing, nigga, like do some music or something like type shit. So I started getting into that in high school, but I came out with my first song this year, January 31st. So yeah, it was kind of a process. I kind of took my time with that.
When you say like your mom was great back in her day, like did she like make music or something like that?
Yeah, she was a singer. She used to work like Too Short and shit like that.
Oh,
she cool like Stevie Wonder, like all of that type of cool shit.
Yeah, I got a Stevie Wonder
right
there.
Hell yeah.
So like, how did she get in on like into all that? Like did she just come from like a singer like background or something like that?
California and shit like that. So she was on the west side like kicking shit with all of them. And my uncle, he's a rapper too, and he fucked with like E40 and like all of them, like shit like that. So like. Yeah, she came from a good background in music too, so she went to Texas Southern, and then I think she got a record deal like her senior year type shit, so she came out here in Atlanta and started doing music.
Did she ever, oh my bad, what you
Nah, go ahead.
Did she ever like force it on you, or there was something like, did you like see that she was doing that you knew you wanted to do, or she was like, oh, like you should make music because
Nah,
like,
it was never like forcing me for real. Like
that.
she used to, she kind of heard my voice early on too, but nah, she never forced it on me. It kind of just grew on me because that's the environment I was in.
Okay, when she like heard your voice early on, like did she start to like help you like with like the whole singing thing like that, make you listen to certain type of music, like put you in classes or anything?
Yeah, like when we were riding the car, she would play certain type of shit.
Just for you to like sing along to?
Yeah.
Oh, was it like subliminally, or you like knew that she was doing it?
Yeah, we would have conversations in the car, and like I was a good riffer. Like I don't know if you know what riffing is, but riffing is like when you like cutting up the note type shit. And she heard that I could do that really good, and she was always saying like, oh, I've never been too good at riffing that type shit. So she would play songs with like super crazy riffs and type shit, like Whitney Houston and shit like that. So
you was just listening to it and started singing and all that stuff. You be like, damn, like he can sing.
Type shit. Like when I was in the back seat when I was super young, and then when I got in the front seat, like me and my mom, I remember our car ride. Like them shits was always a vibe for me.
Now that you're making music, would you ever make music, like make a song with her?
Hell yeah. I said I was gonna put her on the track at some point.
What did she say?
She with it. I ain't too much like tell her, but like
when you like joking around, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna put you on a song.
Yeah, but like I was dead ass. Like so she might not understood that at the time, but hell yeah.
Dang, like what made her come from like California over here?
I think music for real, cause she was in California actually, and then she went to Texas Southern, so she flew out to Texas Southern for school, and then she had a couple record deals like Epic and shit like that, so she came out here.
Does she still like continuously push her music and all that?
Not too much. She was on what was the name of the song? Pimp the Hoe with Too Short. And like you can hear in the background type shit, she the one that kicking that shit off for real. Like she was dope. But yeah, she never pushed it too much. Like after she had us, she kinda like, you know, played the mom role.
Okay, I feel what you're saying. So like growing up, like when you were in school and all that, what type of like clique did you say like you would like get to? Like were you with like the whole like R&B, like those type of music clique? Were you in like just like
not too much. Like my like I listen to so many different types of music. So like growing up, like maybe like middle school, I even listened to like EDM, like Skrillex and shit like that, like the smooth shit he would make, and even like going to like rock and shit like that, like Paramore and shit like that, and Skillet, and like I used to listen to them a lot. So like I didn't too much get into like I didn't start listening to R&B by myself type shit until like high school. But I would always be around the house, my mom would be playing it, you know, like growing up type shit. So
your friends saying that you should always rap because they heard your voice, like were they also like making music or something like that?
My homie Messiah, like he makes beats and shit like that. He never like made beats for like people. He kind of was on some like Daft Punk type shit. Like his music is fine, but he kind of was the one pushing me to do it. Like all throughout high school and shit. Cause again, like they knew I could sing it. Like even in my DECA class type shit, bro, when they would have speakers come in there, they would like make me sing for these niggas, and I would be like, yo, y'all gotta relax. Like they would make an opportunity to like be like, oh, this nigga is a singer over here, bro, and they'd be like, oh, let me hear some shit, and I'd be like, yo. So like, yeah, for sure, he was the one that was pushing me.
When you say Messiah, you talking about like T.I. son?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So how'd you get to meet him and like get to working with him?
I've been cool with that nigga since like 6th grade.
Oh damn.
And like when I met him, it's not like I knew about all of that shit.
You're in the same like school or something?
Yeah, same school. So we kind of just grew up as kind of like cool friends type shit, and then like I say maybe like high school, we started getting like real cool type shit. What's it called? We was in DECA class. DECA, you remember Miss Owens and shit like that or whatever? So we was in her class and we all kind of clicked up in there, like me and the niggas I still be rocking with. So yeah, that's kind of it for real. And we kind of just got closer as the years went by type shit.
Did y'all meet first like, oh, like he knew you could sing, he's a rapper type shit, or was y'all like?
Nah, it was literally on some like school shit. Like we was in the same class. We was in like 6th grade, like home ec or some shit. And we was in the same class. We was kind of just always like cool, kicking it type shit. So that was it.
Then like, what do you guys see your friendship now? Is it just like still like?
Oh no, that's my nigga. That's my nigga. I shoot for that nigga. Okay, that's my boy.
Like, have you guys like been working together, like or anything?
Yeah. We've been working on like a couple demos and shit like that. I can't wait for y'all to hear that shit though, cause like I said, he never made beats for people. So like hearing like him transition into like trying to make beats for me type shit, they like he gonna be dope, bro.
So he was amongst like that friend group telling you should make music?
Hell yeah.
So like, did he help you like say make that first song or something like that? Like, how did you come about making like that, like putting your voice on like a track?
The first song that I made was 430. I put that shit out earlier this year, and he wasn't too much like, of course, like I'll say he like always pushed me to do music. So like subliminally, yeah, he did, but like not like directly type shit. I made that shit off of like some heartbreak shit, like you know. So
like, how did you make it? Like, was it like on your phone, like through the mic? Like, was it actually in like?
I was actually going through a situation, and I wrote that shit. Like, my writing process is kind of like spontaneous. Like, it's not like I don't like sit down and like have like a routine or anything and just sit down and write. For the most part, I do sometimes, but it really just depends. But I would be at like work or some shit, and like I worked at Lowe's before type shit. So like I was on the computer and I was doing like home decor and shit like that. So like it might be a situation where like I'm talking to a customer and I would have to like be like, oh, let me run and go get some tape real quick. And it's really because I had like an idea or some shit. And then I would go like on my voice memo type shit, record like a little idea I had or whatever, and then go back over.
You said, let me run and go get some tape real quick.
Yeah, like I used to, I used to bullshit. But hell yeah.
So you said like your writing process not like others. So like, do you like normally like write or you say into like the voice memo?
Yeah, like I write like on a day-to-day basis type shit. Like it's like I could just be, like I said, walking down the street or at work, and I'll have an idea, and I'll be like, oh, let me write that shit down real quick in my notes or whatever, or let me record the little voice memo type shit. And that's really it. And then I'll kind of make the idea come to life and kind of like put this shit together. So like I might record some shit, and like it might be totally different from the shit that I recorded like 5 minutes ago, but I can like make it into it and kind of like merge it, kind of.
So what did that like heartbreak have to do with the first song? Like how did it like help inspire like
shit? It was just I knew how I felt type shit, and like niggas don't usually like voice it type shit. So like music, I was capable of making that type of music. So I kind of just like put that, you know, emotion and shit like that into the song, and it came out really good. So.
Do you feel like if that heartbreak didn't happen, you would never like push that your first song?
That's crazy. Like, I was kind of in a space like when I was going through the situation where like I would be writing and shit like that, but I would just never really like go to the studio. And it was because like in my head, I guess I felt like everything was kind of like going like perfectly type shit. So like I just didn't feel the need to like. I was like, what can I write about? Like I'm not the type of nigga to like write about like having Ferraris and shit like that, like shit that I don't have and shit like that. So I was just kind of like cooling, and then when that happened, it was kind of just like, yeah, like I need to get on this shit for real. So I think I was on the way to where my boys stay, like Messiah and them, and I called my producer and was like, I got an idea, let me come through and do it real quick. So I went through, and when I did it, like I recorded it and it was cool, like in the studio, but like when I got it back, like when he sent it to me, like as I left, I played it in the whip, and I was like, damn, like it didn't hit me until I hit the whip, and I was like, damn, and I had to pull over and everything type shit. Like I was like, damn, this shit is crazy, like this shit sound good, but it was kind of hitting because like it's like that's what you look for in music. Yeah, like you got that's what you like look for in music. Like it's like emotional connection type shit. So it's like, yeah, this is my first track. So it's like me hearing it, I'm not all the way like hearing me. It's like I'm hearing this voice on the track, and it's like he's saying everything that I'm feeling right now. So it hit me like super crazy type shit. And I played it for them. They felt that shit. My niggas was like, they listen to like Lucci's and Nudies and shit like that, and they was like, yo, I would listen to this, and this is some heartbreak, you know, R&B shit. So like that was cool as fuck for me.
Damn, that sounds like that's a bar right there, like having that's some shit right there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Then like how long, like I want to get into like the little heartbreak, like what did she do?
Man, I mean
what did she do?
I don't want to get too much into it for real, but like it was classic heartbreak shit, like you know, like nah, like she was just tripping, bro. She wasn't shit. That's basically
it. Be like that sometimes.
It do be like that, bro.
But it be like that.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about that one was like, I had wanted to be with Shorty for like hella long. Like I'm faithful as fuck. Like I'm not gonna cap. I've never cheated in my life, none of that crazy shit. So like, in between my relationships, like respectively, I would like see her on the gram or Twitter and shit like that. And I was like, damn, she look good as fuck. So then she actually hit me like after high school type shit or whatever, and like I was like, okay, so, like I'm gonna get with this ASAP because I've been wanting to type shit. So like, yeah, that shit just went bad. She went shit. I like built like a certain like picture around her type shit to what I thought she was gonna be like, and then when I got in a relationship, it was the complete opposite, bro.
Damn, well shit, do you feel like you learned from it?
Hell yeah.
So how do you feel like, so when did you come out with your first song? That 430?
That was, we was going through crazy shit in like, maybe like October, November type shit.
So October, November, how do you feel now listening to the song?
It still hit me the same, like I still listen to that shit every now and then type shit. Cause it's like, music kind of gets me in a place where it's like even like, I can hear a song type shit at a certain time, and like I'll fuck around and hear that shit 2 years later, and then like remember exactly where I was when I heard that shit, like what the weather felt like what smells going through the air, like all types of like crazy shit like that. And yeah, bro, like that shit just music is it hit different for me. So like
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
So this might sound like a weird question, but being friends like with Messiah, like how do you feel like have that impacted your like music career or anything like that?
Kind of, I guess.
Did you ever look at him like, damn, like he's the son of like, you know, this big rapper person, or you looked at him always as like, that's my nigga?
Yeah, like nah, like I never looked at him in no type of way like the homie for real. Like of course we'd be out and it would be like certain times where it's like forced for you to notice. Like somebody might be like, oh, can I get a picture? Like, you know, some shit like that. But like, nah, like he was always cool as fuck. So like when we was homies type shit, it just felt like that. And nothing but it. But being around, I guess like him inspiring me in a way, like being around the people he be around type shit and seeing what they be on, it kind of just inspired me to like go hard with the shit. Cause like these niggas built this shit from the ground up, so like do the same shit.
So it never felt weird to you, like when you be out there, people are like, oh, like let me get a picture.
I mean, it would get kind of like uncomfortable, cause like I kind of get what they were saying. Like of course like a regular nigga saying like, oh, fame would be cool, like people asking like, you know, take pictures and shit like that. But like when niggas be trying to do regular shit and it kind of gets annoying. And it's like, he don't ever want to really say like, nah, for real. But like, it's like, say if one person comes over and is like, yo, I'm trying to take a picture with you type shit. If he say, yeah, you know, type shit, somebody else gonna goddamn come over and be like, oh, I want a picture too. And it's gonna be like crazy. So he tries to keep the shit as like low key as possible. Like, I would, but like, nah, like, you know, I'm not trying to make a scene for real.
Okay.
So he humble as fuck, for real. Like, that's my boy.
Okay, do you feel like, you know, you learned a lot from him or anything like that?
Hell yeah, because even the shit he be on, he just always like, he the nigga that like straightened me out even with the whole like relationship shit. Like, it was some crazy shit going on. He called me, you know, trying to calm me down, all that type of crazy shit. Like, he cool as fuck.
And that's a lot of things you probably won't even get from like, you know, people look at somebody like on Instagram or something like that, they always think somebody with fame or anything like that might be like shallow or anything like that.
Yeah, nah, bro,
so,
like.
So they don't see how some people like humble for real,
Bro,
in real
nigga,
life, not just on Instagram.
That is a real nigga, bro. Like, all my
and that's
boys
great
know
that you can
too.
say that, you feel me? Like,
yeah, like all my.
Not a lot of people can say that about a lot of rappers.
Exactly, and everybody in my circle like that. Like, everybody in my circle built a certain way, and like, they not switching for shit, for real. Like, everybody down.
Have you ever like had like exchanged any words with T.I. himself?
Yeah, we be around that nigga all the time just cause like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a T.I. thing around him, it's just like, this is my nigga Pops. So I mean, we never make a scene about it.
Okay. Do you have any pictures? Do you have any pictures with him?
Yeah.
I see like your aesthetic, you know, the way you dress. I see like, you know, little streetwear vintage style. Like, where do you feel like you're like? Do you stand with fashion? Like, how do you feel about fashion?
Fashion is just like, I always tell people like, it's like people say dress to impress and shit like that, but I say it's dress to express type shit. Cause like you can dress however the fuck you feel type shit or whatever. Like, and it might impress people by you doing that, but like it's not like a goal to dress to impress. So I dress however the fuck I feel whenever I feel like it. So that's basically where I stand with fashion.
Okay, well I love the jacket that you got on. Can you like break down a little bit like the fit that you got on?
Oh yeah, so this a guest jacket type shit. This is actually like a Sonder jacket. I mean, a Sonder shirt type shit. Fuck with a band heavy type shit, and then, you know, just some leather Chelsea's type shit. Compliment the leather jacket.
That is hard.
Appreciate it.
So do you feel like you'll ever do anything with fashion when it comes to like modeling, making your own clothes, anything like that? Like,
it's a couple people that want to work like model for their fashion line or whatever. But I got my own too. It's called C.E.N.T. C.E.N.T means apex in Japanese type shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so apex being the apex predator, you know, that means like nothing consistently feeds on it type shit. It's top of the food chain, like, you feel me? So I feel like that's where everybody would strive to be at in whatever field they in. If they do art, music, whatever, they want to be the top. You feel me? Gotta be at the top. So that's where I got that inspiration from. Yeah, so that line, I want to come out with a line soon, but we working on a lot right now, so.
Okay, do you feel like you might incorporate like, do you feel like a lot of like your names come from the whole Naruto scene? Cause I know you got like Savante, then you have this. Do you feel like you got a lot of names from there?
Hell yeah, like the Japanese culture is just cool as fuck to me. So like I kind of just ran with it when I found interest in it.
Like what like first like sparked your interest about them?
Just like from a young age, like just seeing like the cool shit they would be on, like even like watching like my pops used to bring home movies like It Man and shit like that. Even though that was Chinese, it kind of just put me on to like all of that shit. And them niggas just they be hard as fuck.
Oh God, I've seen a couple of It Man. I remember when he had his own little studio. The dude came up there. He was like, "You can't be the best," and he got his ass.
That nigga whooped his.
He put his arm behind his back.
Bro, all types of shit. Them niggas be crazy.
He don't be stunting nobody. He just be like, "We can fight if you want."
Yeah, so it was kind of just cool as fuck to me. So that was
Do you feel like you'll ever incorporate like any like Japanese or Chinese style into like your fashion when it comes to your clothing line or the way you dress?
Yeah, for sure. Like that's actually a dope ass idea. I never too much like thought about like fashion wise, like wearing shit like that, but like I would incorporate like Japanese like fonts and shit like into my work. So like I would hand sew shit, and like I had a gorilla line, and it was like tactical wear type shit. So it was like vests and like tactical belts and shit like that, and like chest rig harnesses, shit like that. So I would like sew like some Japanese shit into it, but that's about as far as I went with it.
Like hand sewn, like
hell yeah.
How did you learn how to like? What made you want to be like, damn, like I'm not gonna go find somebody, I'm gonna do it myself?
Yeah. So for one, I mean, it's like not a shot at like anybody else doing anything like from where I'm from, but like it's like I see everybody kind of just like, you know, having some shit, screen printing some shit on it or whatever, and it doesn't like too much have meaning behind it or whatever. So I know with my shit, I had to make sure I had a deep meaning behind it, and I wanted to be different by instead of me going to get my first shit like screen printed, I wanted to hand sew my shit. And backtracking, it's funny because that was the class I was talking about. Me and my nigga Masai was in home ec 6th grade, and that's where I first learned how to hand sew type shit.
Damn.
Hell yeah. So yeah, I kind of just incorporated that from school into my shit like that.
Do you feel like you're gonna continually keep hands on and, you know, like probably switch it up or something?
I feel like at a certain point I'm gonna have to like start getting other people to do it, but as of right now I do everything myself. So
when it comes to fashion, like, is it just you having your own line, or do you anything else with it? Because I think I came, like, when I was looking at your Instagram page, I think I seen like a thrift store. So like,
yeah,
what's the whole like thing about the thrift store?
All right, so recently I just converted my like the actual fashion line page on my Instagram to the thrift store page. So as of right now, I'm kind of just like throwing pieces that I wear like on a day-to-day basis or something like that, and like, you know, it's a thrift store type shit. But until I get my real shit up and running, that's what I'm cool with right now.
Okay, so I see like the aesthetic that you go for. Like I see like, you know, like the way you dress, like your music and all that. So like, what kind of like, I'm not saying put yourself in the category, but how would you like describe yourself? Like what your music stands for, your fashion. How like would you describe yourself?
From a music standpoint, I guess like being able to like come to terms with shit like heartbreak and still be the type of nigga I am, to where it's like I can be put in a vulnerable space, like in the studio type shit, where I can talk about shit that everybody goes through type shit, but like, you know, and then come out and be the same nigga I am and move the way I do type shit. So niggas be afraid to talk about what they feel and shit like that. Like niggas be hurt. If you fuck with somebody enough, bro, like if something bad something bad happen, bro, you gonna be fucked up behind it. So like niggas try to like, it's just so many different avenues to like deal with pain and shit like that. And I was capable of singing, so I make R&B type shit. But I'm still the same nigga I am, you feel me?
Okay. Do you feel like, in your own like opinion, do you feel like you put the same work into your fashion as you do into like your music?
As of right now, I'm like more focused on the music, but like the fashion gonna go hand in hand with it.
Okay. So in a couple of years, what do you see yourself like doing? Do you feel like you're gonna still be working on the side? Do you feel like you're still gonna be pushing your clothing line? Do you still feel like you're gonna be pushing your thrift store? Like where do you see like Savante?
So like I wanna do like an actual thrift store, somewhere like maybe in like downtown McDonough type shit, like around Henry County. And I'm definitely gonna keep doing music for sure. Like it's so much music on the way type shit, and it's inevitable that music is gonna get me, you know, higher and higher. So.
Okay. Alright, so I know 430 has such like a powerful message. I want to listen to a little bit of it, and I kind of want to like really like you know, pick your brain about it, because I know it came from a heartbreak and all that other stuff. You hopped in there, you know, it hit you like in a hard way, and I know it's your first song, so it comes with a lot of meaning. So I'm gonna play a little bit.
For sure.
Why you feel like you chose the cover you did?
That was actually a picture that she took. Yeah, we was chilling at my mom's school. She took that picture. It was like a live photo. So like even the promo video, it was like the live photo, like moving back and forth type shit. So yeah, that's where that came from.
How you feel listening to it?
I mean, I'm over it for the most part, so it's like.
So you found closure?
Nah, not for real, but like I feel like this song was a good way to express how I felt, even at the end type shit. So yeah, like I mean, I feel straight listening to it. I listen to it sometimes, like even when I'm down, but I mean, it's all good.
I really like your style and the animosity that you bring. Like I really like I feel like you're gonna really like put something onto the world that people are gonna understand. Cause I like how you say you're not trying to just make like generic music. Like people do have feelings, and some people like think it might be like pussy or everything like that to not express the feeling that they have inside and like shadow them in. But like eventually somebody's gonna break. You're gonna break from that. Like you gotta not just like impress people, but express yourself in that same way.
Right.
So I'm glad that you came out here, and I'm glad I got to speak to you and pick your brain, because like I really like your music. I like the way you dress, the thrift store, everything like that. Like that's hard.
For sure.
So do you think you can tell me your little Instagram and all that everything, so everybody's spelling it right and all that?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's Sensei Vaunt, SENSEIVONT, and yeah, if you type that in, that's my Twitter, Instagram, all of that.
Okay. So what's the next thing that you're gonna release out into the world?